let me guess, you got into points and miles because you wanted to travel the world for less. But as you got into the points and miles world, you got deeply confused, very overwhelmed, because although there's only 2 steps, earn and redeem points for travel, there's unlimited directions and unlimited options that you can go about it. And so here's what I'll do. I'm going to share with you my 4-step framework to help you get some clarity in terms of what you should be doing. Even if you're not a beginner, I think there's value to be had from the clarity that this framework gives. And I would even go out to say that this advice or this framework that I'm teaching isn't necessarily the norm in the industry, but it's what I've personally been using for the last several years doing this, and it's gotten to be some bucket list destinations and a little less frustration along the way. I'll go a little bit into detail as far as what I mean by not the norm later on in the video. So like I said, this framework is 4 steps, and I made it into a nice little acronym. It's MAP with 2 P's. And we're going to dive right in. Now, I think technically if you're using an acronym, you're not supposed to use an acronym within the acronym, but it's my channel, my rules, who cares? So the first step is to map out where you want to go. So this is the fun part. This is where you write down all of your bucket list destinations, pull out a map, where in the world would I ever want to go? And you're going to write them all down. If you have a partner or someone that you travel with, spouse or whoever, take them out on a date, do a coffee date or a nice dinner date. Or if you're single, take yourself out on a date. Treat yourself and make this list. Really dream out where you want to go. Okay, and then once you've got that full list written down, go ahead and prioritize, 1, 2, 3. Which of these do I really want to go to? Which ones would I go to next? And then maybe it would be nice to go to at some point. So this step may not seem super useful, but basic human psychology, have a goal in mind so that way it feels that much better whenever you actually get to that destination. Build up that dopamine as much as you can. Plus, if the original plan to get to Greece, for example, doesn't work out, maybe instead there's a good deal to Italy, which is also at the top of your list. So you can draw from that list to kind of figure out backup plans as well. Now, step 2 is the A, and that stands for analyze. This is going to be your research phase, and it's honestly kind of the most intimidating or the most in-depth of the phases here. Because just like any travel planning, it does take a bit of work, and it's a little hard whenever you get started, but it does get easier over time. These are the questions I like to get answered whenever I'm analyzing. First is, when would I like to go to those locations that I talked about in step 1? I don't mean next year or anything like that. I'm talking about the months of the year. For example, if you're trying to go on safari in Africa, there are certain months that are better to go in than others. Or if you really hate hurricanes, don't go to a tropical destination during hurricane season. So try to get an estimate as far as when you want to go or what times you really want to avoid, and write that down within that list that we talked about earlier. And to find this information, just go to blogs, YouTube videos, however you would normally plan a trip. So this information is really good to know so you don't end up wasting time looking for availability at some random dates that don't make sense, but also because finding award availability can be difficult, and some of the best times to do it is a year in advance. So by having these months kind of laid out for this list, you can figure out, oh, spring is coming up here soon, so where would I like to go next spring? And you can choose from that list, okay, this would make sense. Start looking for availability there. So that gets me to the second question that I like to answer during this analyze phase, and that is, how do I get to where I want to go using points and miles? Now, this is where my YouTube channel comes in handy, because I like to make videos answering this question exactly. So for example, I have a video on how to get to New Zealand. I go over all the different best ways to get to New Zealand on points and miles. And from that video, you can learn, oh, maybe American airline miles is actually a good option in order to get there. And then also maybe some flexible points that'll help you fly with Air Canada or another Star Alliance member. And so this kind of clues you into what kind of points you need and so what credit cards you should get. And then of course, you're also getting the redemption strategies in terms of how to find availability and how to book this flight. As that's going to be the third part of this phase, because before you apply for a card, you want to be sure that you're able to replicate the process. So can you find that availability using that transfer partner in economy or business class, whatever you're traveling with? Replicate the process, make sure you know how to do it. Now, in doing this, I always like to make sure, can I find availability for 2 people if I'm traveling with 2 people instead of 1? Because honestly, in a lot of demonstrations on videos and elsewhere, they're looking for availability for 1 person just because it's easiest. Not to say that 2 people is impossible, but it's a little bit harder. So now that you know what points you need to earn and that those redemption strategies actually work for those same points, do a little bit of research about the credit cards involved with that. I have videos on my channel like how to earn maximum American Express points or maximum American Airlines miles. Those are good ideas to watch. If you watch that American Express video, you'll learn that if you apply to American Express Platinum, you'll ruin your chances at getting the sign-up bonuses on the American Express Green and Gold card. So there's different rules you might want to learn before applying to that card outright. And so once you get those 4 questions down within the analyze phase, that about wraps up all the research I like to do. It's kind of a lot, I know, but it makes the next 2 steps so much more easier. And so the very next step now is to go ahead and like this video if it's been helpful for you. My name is Michael with Nurse Michael Travels. I created this YouTube channel with the sole mission of helping you travel more for less by earning and redeeming credit card points. We finally get to our 2 P's. The first one is to prepare. And so this simply means just prepare your credit card strategy, go ahead and apply for those cards, get the referral bonus, get your partner to sign up for the card, etc. And just make all the things happen and start accumulating those points and miles that you need for the trip. And then finally, when you get all those points, the fourth P is just to pack, because here you're going to redeem those miles with the strategies we already found, and then you're going to pack your bags to go on this trip. Whoop, whoop. So these two P's are simple, but they can be drawn out because it does take time to earn those points, and there can be snags that you hit along the way. But whatever happens, just try your best to stay calm, because there's this weird phenomenon as people get into points and miles, they get really anxious by getting denied for a credit card or for award availability not showing up when it's supposed to. And yes, it's frustrating, but it's also not that big of a deal. You can still get another flight, or there's always something that can be resolved. And so I mentioned that this 4-step map framework is a bit counterculture. And what I mean by this is that there are a lot of points and miles creators that will recommend that you just follow the deal. You know, wherever there's a business class award availability, that's super awesome. Take that flight and then figure it out from there, you know, explore that destination. And so I think that advice is best for those who do have that mindset of getting to a destination and just exploring it and having fun. I think it also makes sense for people who travel a lot already, either because they have a way of earning a lot of points and miles fast, whether it be through business or through credit cards, or two, they have a lot more funds. People that spend a lot of money regularly on travel already. And so yeah, you can continue spending money on travel, just use your points and miles for the best redemptions. And so if that actually does sound like you can reconfigure this framework that I mentioned into 3 steps. It's still going to be mapped. M instead is going to be maximized. This is where you get all the points, sign up bonuses, all that good stuff. A is going to be analyzed. The research phase, more or less the same thing, except you're just kind of figure out where can these points take me. I've also got a lot of videos on that. And then P is still going to be packed. You're just going to redeem the points for the travel that you found and then just go on that trip. And so that's my framework for 2 different kinds of travelers. So now I want to hear, which one are you? Are you map with 2 P's or map with 1 P?